We were maybe 4 hours from home when the storm hit. The road behind us had been bone dry all night, one of those stretches of late-night highway where time feels slow and the world feels empty. I remember thinking that the darkness outside the windshield didn't look like regular darkness. It was the kind that felt heavy, like the night itself was tired too. My girlfriend had curled up in the passenger seat with her hoodie pulled tight around her shoulders, and I was trying to keep myself awake with old playlists, half-warm coffee, and that annoying habit of shifting in my seat every few minutes. Everything was fine until it wasn't. The rain started without warning. Not a drizzle, not a buildup, just a sudden, violent sheet of water slamming down like someone flipped a switch. The wipers jumped from lazy to frantic, but even on full speed, they were useless. The road disappeared. The guardrail disappeared. The world outside the windshield turned into one giant smear. I leaned forward, squinting through the glass like it would help, but it didn't. The storm swallowed everything. My girlfriend straightened up, lowering her feet to the floor. "Okay, what the hell?" "Yeah," I said. "I can't see anything." The rain hit so hard it felt like pellets. It hammered the roof, the hood, the windows. The sound was almost violent, constant, loud, relentless. And then there was the wind, pushing the car sideways just enough that I could feel the tires adjusting under us. I slowed to a crawl. "You should pull over," she said. Her voice didn't sound scared, just tense, like she was trying to be rational. There were no lights ahead, no taillights behind us, no reflections of anything except the white lines when they flickered through the water for half a second at a time. "Yeah," I said. "We're not driving through this." I eased the car onto the shoulder. Even that felt risky. I couldn't see where the shoulder ended and the ditch began. I let the car roll until I felt it settle on flat ground. The hazard lights cast a faint, irregular glow on the wall of rain around us. The engine hummed, and outside, the storm roared like it wanted to drown out every other sound. We sat there for a few seconds, catching up to the moment. The rain made it hard to think straight. It was hitting the metal roof with this unbelievable force, like it had weight behind it. The air inside the car felt thick and warm compared to the freezing storm outside. "This came out of nowhere," she said. "Yeah. I've never seen rain go from zero to apocalypse like that." She leaned forward and looked around, though there wasn't much to see. Just water, sheets of it, the faint outline of the guardrail, then nothing. "Should we wait it out?" she asked. "Probably." We dropped our voices without meaning to. Talking loudly felt wrong in that kind of darkness. I was about to say something else when it happened. There was a heavy, sudden blow against my window. The whole car shook. My shoulder jerked in reflex, and my girlfriend made this short, shocked sound that came out like a gasp. I turned left, and my brain took half a second to understand what I was looking at. A woman, pressed against my window, completely drenched, hair plastered over her forehead, water rolling down her face in streams, not tapping on the glass, not knocking. She was slamming her palms against it with this force that made the window flex slightly inward. Her hands hit hard and fast, like she needed me to respond immediately. Her eyes were wide, so wide they almost looked painful. Her mouth was moving, forming words, but the rain was too loud to hear anything. It was like the storm swallowed her voice before it reached us. "Holy," I whispered. My girlfriend grabbed my arm. "Don't roll it down. Don't you dare." I wasn't planning on it, but the woman's expression wasn't subtle. She looked terrified, or exhausted, or sick. I couldn't tell. The rain distorted everything, her features, her voice, her movements. Even the water running down the glass made her face look warped and desperate. She slammed the window again, and it startled both of us. Even through the noise of the storm, I could feel the vibration in my ribs. I hesitated. My girlfriend's fingers tightened on my sleeve. "Do not open that." But the woman pressed her forehead to the glass and mouthed something that looked like, "Please," over and over. Her shoulders shook. Her breathing was erratic. I told myself that if she'd been stranded, or attacked, or lost, and I ignored her, that would be cruel. So I cracked the window open just a tiny bit, maybe an inch. Her voice shot through immediately. "Please, help me. Please, let me in." Hear it once, and it stayed in your head. There was something thin and frayed about it, like her throat was torn from screaming before she even reached us. My girlfriend whispered, "Don't. Something is wrong. Look at her." And she wasn't wrong. There was something off about the woman's stare, something too intense. But guilt is a strong thing, and the storm was so overwhelming that I couldn't make myself leave her out there. "Get in the back," I said. "Hurry." I reached back and unlocked the door. The woman didn't rush inside. She opened the door slowly, like she wasn't sure it would open at all, and slid into the back seat without a sound. Water dripped everywhere. Her clothes squished against the fabric. The air immediately filled with the damp, cold smell of rain-soaked fabric. She sat upright with perfect posture, staring through the gap between the seats, straight at me. Not at the road, not at my girlfriend, not around the car, just at me. I tried to keep everything calm. "Are you hurt or something? Did you get stranded?" "Nothing." "Do you need us to call someone?" Still nothing. The woman didn't blink much. She kept her hands folded in her lap, but they were shaking slightly. Her breathing had this uneven rhythm to it, like she'd been running or crying or both. My girlfriend glanced back at her in quick, quiet shifts. "Why isn't she answering?" "I don't know," I murmured. "Maybe she's in shock." "Yeah, but..." She lowered her voice more. "She doesn't look like she's in shock. She looks wrong." I didn't respond. I didn't want to encourage that line of thinking. The rain kept pounding the car. I felt trapped between the noise outside and the silence inside. I told myself that driving to a lit area was the best move, somewhere with people, cameras, anything that felt less isolated. So I put the car in drive again. We started moving slowly. The tires pushed through small streams running across the asphalt. I kept it under 30 because visibility was still terrible. The woman didn't react to the movement at all. She didn't turn to look out the window. She didn't adjust her soaked clothes. She didn't touch the seatbelt. She just stared through that narrow gap. Every few seconds I felt her eyes on the side of my face, and it made something at the base of my neck tighten. About 5 minutes in, there was this small sound from the back, a sort of inhale, sharp and thin. Before I could turn my head, the woman let out a scream, a high, piercing one that made my girlfriend flinch forward and slam her hand against the dashboard. Then the woman lunged, her arms wrapped around my throat from behind, shocking in their strength. Her hands locked together tightly, squeezing fast and hard enough that my breath vanished instantly. Her fingers dug into my skin, my eyes blurred. The car swerved violently. My girlfriend screamed my name. She twisted in her seat, grabbing at the woman's arms, trying to pull them apart. The woman screamed again, louder, angrier, her voice breaking in the middle like something inside her throat snapped. I couldn't breathe enough to yell. My chest burned from the pressure. The car hydroplaned once, the tires sliding sideways on the wet road. "Let go of him!" my girlfriend shouted. "Let go!" The woman didn't loosen her grip at all. If anything, she tried harder, pulling herself closer to the front seat, tightening around my neck like she was bracing herself. I slammed the brakes. The stopping force threw all three of us forward. The woman's choke broke just enough for air to finally push back into my chest. My girlfriend spun around, opened the back door, and shoved the woman with everything she had. Pure adrenaline, pure fear. The woman toppled out into the rain. The sound of her body hitting the asphalt was swallowed immediately by the storm. "Drive!" my girlfriend yelled. "Go!" I hit the gas. The tires skidded again before gaining traction. The headlights stretched long, pale reflections across the wet road. We surged forward, but the woman didn't stay down. She ran after us. I saw her in the side mirror first, sprinting, arms out, legs pounding the pavement with this horrible determination. Water sprayed behind her with every step. She wasn't giving up. She wasn't slowing. She reached the car again, actually reached it, and slammed her hands against the rear window, then the side, dragging her fingers along the metal and screaming a voice that didn't sound like the one from before. It sounded raw, broken, angry, sad, everything at once. "Please, please don't leave me." We didn't slow down. I couldn't. I don't think I would have even if we weren't terrified. Something about the whole thing felt unreal, wrong in a way that didn't match normal danger. She kept pace for longer than she should have, for longer than made sense. Like the storm was helping her, pushing her, keeping her right behind us even though we were accelerating. Finally, she disappeared into the rain. Just vanished into the storm. 1 second there, the next swallowed by the dark. Neither of us said anything for a few minutes. The storm kept pounding the car. My throat burned. My girlfriend kept holding my arm like she was afraid if she let go, something else would happen. We didn't stop until we hit the next town. At a gas station under bright white lights, surrounded by other people, other cars, and the sound of normal life, everything finally caught up to us. We called the police. They came, took the report, asked us to repeat every detail. They sent units out. They looked through the storm's aftermath, but nothing matched. No missing people, no stalled cars, no footprints in the mud, no camera footage, no reports from anyone else on the road. The officer said storms like that erase things quickly, but even he didn't sound convinced. Later at home, I found faint little scratches on the plastic near the headrest. Too shallow to be dramatic, but deep enough that I noticed. Maybe they'd been there before. Maybe not. But now they're all I can think about when it rains that hard. Because every time it does, I find myself checking the rearview mirror without meaning to. Just a quick glance. Just making sure the back seat is empty. And every time I look, there's this tiny irrational moment where I expect to see her sitting back there again. Drenched. Quiet. Staring. Like she'd been waiting the whole time for me to look back. If you want more stories from out here, you can subscribe. And thank you for giving me the chance to tell you another one.